Real quick before we dive into this episode of the podcast, be sure to grab your free PDF copies of my latest books at frugal.show/free. Now on to the show. Welcome to the Frugalpreneur podcast. I am your host, Sarah St. John. This episode is what I refer to as a showcase episode where I feature a bootstrapped entrepreneur and they briefly share their tips, tricks, tactics, techniques, and tools that help them bootstrap their business and the successes and failures along the way. My hope is that each of these showcase episodes will provide at least one valuable takeaway that you could implement right away in your own bootstrap business journey. Now, on to the episode.
Hi, my name's Jono, and I'm the founder and director at Fitness Education Online. We're an online course business that runs a whole heap of different courses for personal trainers, fitness trainers. These courses are anything from business and marketing type courses to practical equipment type courses to courses around training specific populations. I got into this business because it was the logical next step for me. I used to be a personal fitness trainer myself, and I loved it, but it was hard work and I was in my 20s. And I would always think, hey, this is great. I love it in my 20s, but can I be a fitness trainer in my 30s, in my 40s, in my 50s, in my 60s? So I was always kind of looking for the next opportunity. Hey, how can I monetize my knowledge and still run a business and still generate revenue in my 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s without training people all day, every day? That's when I stumbled across online courses. So when I first knew I wanted to create an online course, I did some initial research. I reached out to some website people and they were like, yep, we can put together a website that's got online courses on it and it'll only cost you $15,000, $20,000. Now, I'm a frugal guy, so I wasn't spending that $15,000, $20,000. I went back to the drawing board, didn't know what to do, was scrolling through social media and an ad came up and it was like, hey, purchase this ebook. And I was like, ebook? What's an ebook? Because keep in mind, this was back in 2014 and I wasn't an online guy, I was a fitness guy. But anyway, I purchased this ebook and I was like, hold on, this is just a Microsoft Word document saved as a PDF. I was like, I'm a technological dunce, but I know how to open a Microsoft Word document, create a document or a course via that, save it as PDF, and now I've got an ebook that I can sell as my online course. And instead of paying $15,000, $20,000, I've paid $0. So that's what I did. I opened Microsoft Word document. I created a good ebook for the listeners. It's not just a 1-2 pager. It was about a 90-page manual on Microsoft Word saved as a PDF. And that was great because I now had my online course, but there was a problem with that. The problem was it looked like a Microsoft Word document. So I was like, oh, I need to make it look a little bit better. And I had no graphic design skills. I tried to make it look better and I made it look worse. There were indents and paragraphs all over the place. So went on my old friend Google and searched for some formatting tips and stumbled across this website Fiverr. It's changed a little bit now, but back in those days, you could get anything you want done for $5. So I found someone that could edit my ebook for $5, paid them $5. They did the editing. And now all of a sudden, I had this ebook that looked a lot better than just a Microsoft Word document. Now, on the flip side, the biggest failure is that I probably didn't go all in hard enough because at the time, this is back in 2014, I was starting to do some advertising on Facebook and whatnot. And I was putting like $10 in on Facebook and making a $300, $400 sale. And I just didn't quite capitalize that on the time. So if I was probably a little less frugal with my money there and put more money into the advertising, then it would have been a little bit more successful or a lot more successful. Now, I want to share some tips or a couple of things that I did to bootstrap my business that really helped me. The first thing was just spending pretty much $0 on the outlay, or I touched on the $5 earlier. So my first course was a Microsoft Word document, which is free, saved as a PDF, which is free, which I sent someone on Fiverr $5 to edit, which cost me $5. I wanted to have some video content in there as well. So I took some videos from my phone, which was free or which I already had. I uploaded it to YouTube, which is free, made it unlisted so no one could see it unless they had the link. I put that link into the Microsoft Word document. There's my course. Like, it was a solid course that I just spent a one-off of $5. But then even further still, in terms of the software, like, someone wanted to purchase the course, I would just send them a PayPal link. I wasn't even paying like Thrivecard or Samcard or any kind of checkout link there, right? And then further to that still, if someone wanted to get once someone purchased the course, I would manually email it to them. I didn't even have email software or anything like that. So it was literally $0 ongoing fee and a $5 one-off payment to get it started. So because of that, like the profit was just so good. And then the profits that I made from that, or the revenue that I made, or the profits, because it was essentially the same thing, I would just reinvest back into the sales and marketing side of the business because I knew what I had was good enough. I was getting feedback and whatnot. People were happy with it. So I was like, okay, great. Let me just, all this money I'm making straight back into the sales and marketing, which made even more money, straight back into the sales and marketing, made even more money. And it wasn't until about I was generating maybe $10,000 a month that I was like, okay, let me tighten up some of these things here. So my final tip for anyone looking to bootstrap a business is I would strongly recommend taking a look at online courses because it's just so easy to get started with zero capital. You heard my story, and it's even easier now because there's all sorts of software and free software and whatnot. So online courses great because it's zero upfront capital. But what's even better still is it's pretty much zero time as well. Yes, you need to put the time in to create the course at the start, but once you've created that course, any single person that purchases it, it's pretty much 100% profit to you in revenue. And also, you don't need to spend time creating the thing or coaching the person. All you're essentially doing, and you're not even sending them over login access. They'll automatically get access to login. It's as close to passive income or free money as you can get. And if you'd like help creating a course, that's also what I do now. I help people create and sell their online courses. A few resources I would recommend checking out is you can check out my podcast. Just type in the Course Creator Community podcast on whatever platform you're listening to. I interview guests, I give tips and tricks and all that sort of thing there. And I also have a Facebook group, one of the largest and most engaged Facebook groups in the world for course creators. It's also called the Course Creator Community. I'm not exactly Mr. Creative. Just type in Course Creator Community in either Facebook or whatever podcast platform you're listening to. And let's keep in touch.
I hope you enjoyed that episode and were able to take away a valuable nugget of information that you can implement right away in your own business. If you feel your story would be valuable for the listeners of this show, please visit frugal.show/guest. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you haven't already, don't forget to grab your free PDF copies of my latest books at frugal.show/free. Until next time.